Now that we've seen the theory behind changes in equilibrium, we can cover some exercises on the topic. Let's see how to answer questions on dual shifts in demand, dual shifts in supply, and on shifting of both curves. At any given time, simultaneous economic events can change the demand curve of a product. In these cases, we focus on their cumulative impact. As an example, let's see how two shifts in demand can change the equilibrium price and quantity of a market. In order to find their cumulative impact, start by drawing one of the shifts. Choose whichever works best for you. From that new line, draw the next shift. If both shifts are in the same direction, the impact on price and quantity is fairly straightforward. Two decreases in demand look like this, while two increases in demand look like that. If both shifts are in opposite directions, however, price and quantity of equilibrium may change one way or the other. For example, a stronger increase in demand leads to a cumulative increase in the demand curve. The same logic applies to more than two shocks. The same goes for shifts in supply. Two decreases in supply look like this, while two increases in supply look like that. If both shifts are in opposite directions, the result depends again on the shock with the highest impact on the market. For example, a stronger decrease in supply leads to a cumulative decrease in the supply curve. In addition to multiple changes in demand or supply, both the demand curve and the supply curve can shift at the same time. Some economic events can change both demand and supply. An example can be shared expectations between consumers and producers. A change in both demand and supply can also be caused by two or more economic events occurring within a short period of time. There are four possible situations when both the demand and the supply curves shift. First, when both demand and supply increase, quantity of equilibrium increases, while the change in price of equilibrium is uncertain. If both shifts change price by the same amount, price of equilibrium stays the same. If the shift in demand has a greater impact on price, price of equilibrium increases. If the shift in supply has a greater impact, price of equilibrium decreases. Second, when both demand and supply decrease, quantity of equilibrium decreases, while the change in price of equilibrium is uncertain. Third, when demand increases and supply decreases, price of equilibrium increases. Similarly to the previous case, the change in quantity of equilibrium is uncertain. Finally, when demand decreases and supply increases, price of equilibrium decreases, while the change in quantity of equilibrium is uncertain. Now, try to solve the following exam questions. Using the demand and supply schedule, draw the demand and supply curves of that market. Identify the price and quantity of equilibrium. Let's say that an increase in income leads to an increase in quantity demanded by 3 units at every price. At the same time, a decrease in the price of a related product leads to a decrease in quantity demanded by 2 units at every price. Draw the cumulative impact of these two shocks. Within a short period of time, assume that an increase in workers' wages leads to an increase in the costs of production of the firm by $5 per unit produced. Draw the cumulative impact of these three shocks. Did the price and quantity of equilibrium increase or decrease? You can pause the video now. The answers are the following: 1, 2, 3, 4,